Only Time by Enya. So Enya is an Irish singer-songwriter, and this song comes from the album A Day Without Rain. It came out in 2000. So this is actually one of my favorite albums of all time. So if you haven't checked it out, I would highly recommend checking it out. So this is a copyrighted arrangement, so I can't show you the full score, but what I will do is show you most of it and then talk you through the rest. The score and tab is available at Music Notes, so check it out. All right, so if you want to play with the recording, you have to put a capo at the 3rd fret. So it starts off with a C major chord, and very slowly it's going to go thumb, index, middle, index, ring, index, middle, index. So again. So you're going to do that a total of 4 times before we get into measure 5, which is when the melody comes in. And often what I'll do is I will roll this chord. So when you're rolling it, you're playing each note separately, but rather quickly close together. So slowly it would go fast. So one way of practicing that is just by putting all the fingers down and then slowly, one by one, plucking the strings. Another way of practicing it is by almost like peeling your hand off the strings. So if you can't roll a chord, you can certainly go, just play them all at the same time. So measure 5, slowly you've got that C chord. A minor chord, except don't put that first finger down, because you're going to hammer on the end of beat 1. So you've got. So that measure. Same thing in measure 7, except we're going to form this. So these two down, plus the open second, and you're going to hammer on that first finger. C chord, and you're going to hammer on. So measure 5 very slowly. All right, then that little section is going to repeat at measure 9. So you've got so that little section is the same as what we did beginning at measure 5. All right, measure 13. We've got that C major chord. It's going to be the same as measure 1. All right, then if we take a look at measure 14, what I do is I start with my first finger down and my second. So slowly. All right, next measure, just keep that middle finger down, add the third, first finger, pinky, and then hit the third string. And what I do is I keep everything down when I hit that third string, just to let everything ring as much as possible. Because unlike the piano has a little pedal, so everything kind of rings together. We don't have that as guitarists, so in certain circumstances, you really want it to ring. All right, measure 16. It's a G chord, except you've got the pinky on the D. It's still a G chord. It's just not the typical G. So slowly. C chord. All right, then this measure is going to be very similar to measure 14. You've got slowly. Measure 19, you've got these two fingers down. And then we have that G chord we did earlier. So if you notice, for those two measures, you can just keep this down and you're all set. All right, then we have a repeat sign, so you're gonna go back to measure 5, which is where the original verse 1 started. And then you're gonna repeat that all again, play all that through, and then we get to measure 22. This is a repeat of what we did earlier as well. So I'll play it slowly. Repeats. All right, measure 30 very slowly. You're going to start with 3, 2, 1. You've got C chord, all right, then measure 33. We have a rather dramatic shift in mood. We go from 4/4 time to 3/4 time, and then we change keys. So we started off in C major, and now we're going to E flat major, which is quite dramatic. So here's C, here's E flat. So just a really cool section in the song. You're gonna see that I'm gonna do a lot of this chord. This is an E flat major chord. So it's the same shape as D major. We just move it up 1, and it's now an E flat major chord. So I start with that E flat major, so I'll go, and then I do a bar, and then I do a bar again, pinky. So again, I've got this. Move that down, pinky. All right, then we have this. Pinky, bar. All right, so slowly that line is going to go like this, very slowly. All measure 36. And this is a repeat of measure 33. All right, then measure 39. Pinky goes down. We have that G chord we did earlier. C chord. All right, and then we're gonna have a repeat. So you're gonna go back to the sign. So the sign is located just above measure 22. So you're gonna go back to measure 22, and you're gonna play that all the way to measure 29, where you get the 2 coda sign. So a coda means tail. Like I always think of Godzilla whenever I think of a tail, like coda, because he has a massive tail. The coda is marked at measure 42. So once you get to measure 29, where it says 2 coda, you're going to jump to measure 42 and take it on to the end. So we're going to start with these 3 notes, and we're going to go slowly. C, with the hammer on. So this is a repeat of measure 42. Measure 45. Measure 46. C chord. If you notice in measure 46 and 47, when I put that pinky down, I keep the whole C chord. Again, the idea is that everything is ringing. So you've got C chord. All right, there it is. So a beautiful piece of music. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.